Hi, welcome back to CineSum. This movie name will be revealed at the end, please watch till the end. Prescott Academy is a government-run secret institution that trains little girls into getting cutthroats. The chief of the association, Hardman, brings them in as youthful as 10 months old to educate them everything about life, without guidance from outside media. Little girls of the Prescott Academy are trained to be killing machines. They learn to shoot at 3 times old with ordnance that are higher than them. When they turn 5, they're tutored to drive, and by a time, they can adroitly indulge in a high-speed auto chase. Every day, they exercise different forms of fighting chops, so when they turn into teenagers, they can be used for several dangerous operations without being suspected. The number one rule that Hardman stands by is no attachments. Thus, although the girls are all orphans, they've no way been allowed to form connections with each other. They are N''T given any names and are known as their agent figures. Presently, the stylish pupil in the academe is number 83. She shoots like a killer that she's trained to be and fights the stylish among everyone. But the no attachments rule no way made sense to her. One day, the girls are given the task of poking a stuffed toy with a pen, while the other girls do as told. 83 holds the toy to her casket. Hardman presents her as a bad illustration and gashes the toy's head. 83 has feelings piling up inside her that are about to burst one day. As time passes, she grows into a teenager with outstanding fighting chops. Her biggest contender is number 84, who has always been the alternate stylish at everything. She despises 83 and could kill her if they were N''T working for the same agency. 83 is the first one in her class to be actuated, meaning that she's transferred on dangerous operations before all of her classmates. As usual, 84 isn't happy about it, but she has no authority to protest. After being actuated, 83 goes on several operations. Since she's a teenager, she's no way suspected of being an agent. She completes all of her tasks with ease, impressing Hardman. Still, she still longs for the normal teenage life that she no way got to live. In one of her operations, she's observing on a target when she notices a party going on coming door. Seeing the teenagers cotillion and have fun makes 83 realize that her life is N''T normal. She has missed a huge part of her non-age, and does N''T want her teenage times to go in vain? 83 decides to flee from the establishment and its responsibility, the coming chance she gets. But before that, she has to know what being a normal girl actually looks like. For this, she starts to gather intel on teenage high academy life by watching pictures like Mean Girls, The Queen Journal, and Oblivious. Every time she's down on a charge, she buys magazines to intimately read them during boring meetings. One day, her habit gets her in trouble when Hardman finds her reading a magazine. As he's briefing her about an important charge, he orders her to come back to her senses, because the coming charge is veritably dangerous. An arms dealer and the most dangerous woman in the cabal, Victoria, was located in a megacity 8 hours agone. She has to be captured alive within 2 days, or differently, she'll vanish again. 84 wants to go on the charge, hoping that it would make her Hardman's favorite, but 83 is given the task. In the ensuing scene, we see that Victoria is in a construction zone with 3 hostages. She insults them and takes their blindfolds off, all of unforeseen. The womanish hostage reveals that she's 83. In a moment, 83 attacks Knox and overpowers all her henchmen. She ties a hook to Knox that goes up to an aeroplane flying above. At last, they are pulled up to the aeroplane, and 83's charge is complete. But since Knox still has her gun, she points it at her. 83 cuts the harness and drops into the swash below, while Knox is pulled inside the aeroplane. When Hardman notices 83's absence, he tries to communicate her on a device attached to her wrist. 83 gets out of the water and hears him. Still, she does N''T reply, knowing that this is her only chance to escape her old life. She throws her watch down and decides to no way look back. Back in the aeroplane, Hardman is told that they are N''T entering any illustrations or audio from her. He declares her inactive and continues interrogating Victoria. Following that, 83 creates an entirely new identity under the name Megan. She also transfers into a high academy in Newton and finds a family to stay with through a website. At the field, the family comes to pick her up. It consists of the mama Mrs. Larson, her son Parker, and her sardonic teenage son Liz. Liz isn't too happy about Megan's appearance and has a hard time conforming with her around the house. She finds it weird that Megan is agitated about normal effects like riding the academy machine. Still, to please her mama, she agrees to help Megan around the academy. On her first day at academy, Megan dresses up in a ridiculous outfit, making everyone gawk at her. Only a many twinkles in, a bully named Gooch calls her fresh meat as everyone laughs. To make her feel more Liz gives her lower pattern clothes to wear. During the morning assembly, she's supposed to talk in front of everyone as a foreign exchange pupil. Before going to the stage, she meets a highbrow sprat named Roger, who manages the AV for the Academy's band. As per the pictures she has watched, Megan declares him a nerd. She's introduced to the entire Academy, but they make fun of her, calling her names. Soon, they start asking her to go back to Canada where she came from. When the chanting gets louder, the Academy's band leader Cash interrupts the crowd with a song. He's the most popular Joe in the Academy and is liked by numerous. Megan is also incontinently attracted to him. During the lunch break, some cheerleaders call her to eat with them, but she refuses, assuming that they're mean like the cheerleaders from her favorite pictures. In biology class, she again meets Roger and makes musketeers with him. He seems to be attracted to her, but all Megan can concentrate on is Cash. The coming day, she's assigned as Cash's lab mate. Still other girls from the class ask her to choose another mate wanting Cash for themselves. After the class, the girls tell Megan that Cash likes girls who play the Academy's charm. Megan fails to realize that they're trying to set her up and goes to investigation to be the Academy's charm. She's named incontinently and called to exercise for the coming game. During the practice, a group of masked men run towards her and try to abduct her. Megan uses her chops to fluently overpower them, surprising everyone around her. She had allowed that the masked people were agents transferred by Hardman, but it turns out they're guys from a rival council trying to beget trouble. By the time she realizes this, everyone is rephotographing her. They upload the videotape on social media. Important to her horror, in Prescott's base, Victoria is being held and interrogated by Hardman. She's also apprehensive that his way of stealing a good nonage from youthful girls is wrong. She calls him out for it, but the man insists that he's doing it for a good cause. Victoria also shows special interest in number 84 and is planning to use her to escape. They soon find out about the viral videotape of Megan and assume she's now working for a rival group. The coming day at Academy, everyone is talking about Megan's outstanding fighting chops. She turns into one of the popular girls overnight. Her day gets indeed better when Cash calls her to his band practice after Academy. When she reaches there, she meets Roger and addresses to him while staying for Cash. Roger loves her personality and registers that they've a lot in common, but Megan is too busy drooling over Cash to see that he likes her. Latterly, she's invited to a high Academy party that her bully Gooch is throwing at his house. Megan is further agitated because she has only heard of similar parties in pictures. While returning home that day, she's abducted by people from Prescott. Hardman has assumed that she's working for a rival establishment and refuses to believe it when she tells him that she just wants to have a normal life. He injects her with a Verity medicine and finds out she's actually telling the Verity. Hardman feels entitled to her life since he tutored her everything she knows. He orders her to return to base in 2 days. Following that, his people leave her on the frontal veranda of the house to make Megan look like she's just drunk. When Megan meets Roger the coming time, she invites him to Gooch's party. But since his father is strict about parties, he refuses to go. Megan would feel better if he was there, since he's her only friend in the Academy. Latterly that night, Megan comes to the party with Liz, who was forced by her mama to accompany her. To Megan's surprise, 84 is also at the party, now going by the name Heather. Megan thinks Hardman transferred Heather to keep an eye on her, but Heather does T confirm or deny the claim. Roger also comes to the party looking for Megan, but is disappointed to see her kissing Cash. By the end of the night, Cash asks her to be his homecoming date. The coming morning, Megan gets on the Academy machine to see that Hardman is disguised as the motorist. He's there to advise her that Victoria has escaped from Prescott and is planning to take vengeance on her. He offers her to return to Prescott, but Megan refuses. Latterly, we see her and Liz driving to Academy when they're pursued by a masked homicide. While in a auto chase, Megan tells Liz the Verity about her once life. They ultimately crash in a pigsty along with the homicide's auto. The homicide is lost, but Megan recognizes her to be Heather by the scent of her incense. Liz is in the sanitarium after the crash. Megan wants to leave ahead, further people get hurt because of her, but Liz thinks that Megan trying to abandon the family would be worse. Starting that day, they get on well. Megan tells Liz everything about her life as an agent. They protect outfits for homecoming together and get each other ready for the special night. Liz goes out with Gooch, who has changed after spending time with her at the party. Meanwhile, Chase and Megan go together. Megan had allowed that the night would be special, but Chase hardly talks to her. After spending some time with him, she realizes that his entire personality is being popular. She dumps him and goes to Roger asking him for a cotillion. To her surprise, he declines and turns to his date for the night. Heather. The girls argue about who gets to be his date and ultimately get into a fight. They scuffle around the venue, destroying the decorations. Ultimately, they end up in the kitchen where Heather is about to impale Megan. Liz sneaks up on Heather and stabs her in the leg with a sludge canine stick. Also, Megan hits Heather over the head and knocks her out. Following that, the girls run back home to see that Victoria and her people have taken Mers, Larson and Parker hostage. Megan fights them efficiently until they capture Liz. She stops defying for the family's safety but still has stopgap that Hardman will come to save her. Victoria laughs at her for being so naive and reveals that she was the veritably first Prescott girl #1. Like Megan, she also left Prescott for stealing her of her non-age. She challenges Megan to a one-on-one fight and defeats her fluently. Suddenly, Hardman arrives with mounts to help Megan and prisoner Victoria. They break in and knock out Victoria with a painkiller gun. Megan leverages Hardman, thanking him for the help. In the last scene, she stops Roger on his drive home and brings him with her to a copter lift. This is an American action comedy film called Barely Lethal. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to watch more Cine summaries like this, turn on notifications and press the like button to support us.